This is Steve, and you're watching Smoking Cardboard. I am smoking my Found pipe with one of the tobaccos that I want to talk about today, MacBaron Golden Extra. So this is a late VR to Mark Spade. He kind of wanted to know what your favorite Burleys are. It seemed like he was getting into Burleys. There was some other talk, if I remember right, that people who aren't into Burleys might be because they haven't progressed that far yet. They're not ready for it yet. I don't know if I agree with that. I think that tastes change for sure. I don't know that there's one way that they traditionally change, that they go from uh, Aromatics to Virginia's Burleys or English's Burleys or whatever. I think they could go a lot of different ways. I think it's a little bit more rare that someone would start with really liking Virginia's and then go to English's or something quite like that. But I bet you it has happened. So he's trying to get into Burleys that he like, and in general, I would say that I'm pretty unique because the blends that work with my palate, specifically Burleys, are pretty limiting. So I might have liked a lot more Burleys and have a lot more different flavors of Burley to like compare against and pick as the best. But I really don't have that many blends that are like that. Pretty much all the Burley blends that are pretty palatable, I like. And one of those is the MacBaron Golden Extra. I would say that's probably one of my the best Burley blend. I thought it was okay when I got some fresh, but then when I got aged like 2010 tin from Chelsea Duza Pipes, she was so kind to give that to me. It was so much better and it was easier to smoke on my palate. Like it wasn't as harsh. This Burley I kind of associate with wood flavors more. Um, Sometimes I feel like it's almost as if I was just biting into wood and what delicious wood could taste like. But it has some dark fired in there, and that's smoked with wood, so it could be just something simple like that that is making me feel that way. It is also nutty, and some of these do have a slight chocolatiness, but the chocolatiness is like dark chocolate, bitter, like that kind of flavor, not like the milk chocolate sweet. And I just love the woody, toasty, uh, nutty flavors. And I guess more so, um, I think of like the shells of nuts, what they would taste like more than eating nuts, if that makes sense. I don't know why I do that, but I think about the shells of nuts more than uh, just eating. I don't think about eating nuts when I say nutty. I always think about the nut shells. which I've never tasted, but I feel like this is what it would taste like. Anyway, another blend that's super similar is Amphora Burley. Maybe a little bit more dark fired Kentucky in there. But I enjoy that blend. That's kind of like another blend that's easier on my palate. If I'm gonna smoke multiple times a day, rarely do I do that, but when I do, it'd be like a blend like that that's just easier on my palate. I have been finding that I like it a little bit drier than moist. But the same sort of flavor. I mean, if you like MacBaron Golden Extra, you probably should try Amphora Burley if you like Amphora Burley, vice versa. If you don't like one, probably lesser chance you'll like the other. Another blend that I tried this year that I really liked was the Peter Stockby 4th Generation 1931 Flake. That one was really delicious. I can't remember if I think I had a 3.5-ounce tin that I opened with my 10 smokes, 10 blends, 10 smokes. And I smoked through that whole thing. Not quite. I gave some of it away, I think, just because I was giving stuff away and I had it open. But I thought it was delicious. That had a little bit of age on it. It just tasted great. That one had a slight topping. I can't remember what the topping is. But again, I think there's similar flavors to this MacBaron Golden Extra. I can't, without smoking it, kind of offset it. Maybe slightly sweeter. I don't know. I'm not really sure. Maybe it's the topping that was on it that made me think it's sweeter. And then though one that I can maybe make work that is all burley is Wessex Burley Slices. That one's a little bit harder to get a hold of. It just seems to be sought after. But that one's really rich in comparison. Like the sweetness is kind of taken out. There's no Virginias in it, I believe. It's nicotine level higher, just stout, dark, earthy tobacco. Bunch of other burleys that I wanted to try. I have a bunch from like C&D, specifically like the Burley Flake series. I think I would really like that if it was more palatable, but in general, I find theirs harsher. Just for me, it's like it has claws. So I don't know. I still have a bunch of it. Maybe someday it will, with a bunch of age, be different, even though Burleys aren't supposed to change that much because it's the sugars that are doing a lot of the changing, and they don't have hardly any sugar. But I think some of those blends have Virginias with them, so it could, who knows? Pray for miracles, right? And I think LJ Peretti is supposed to have some great Burleys, just not for me. Have a Burley from Yuli's Tobacconist, which is in Milwaukee. It's like the perfect plug or something like this. And I think it's great. It's more codgery, like the topping on it tastes like a codger blend. So if you had codger blends, But it's a different. It's a little bit easier going. Anyway, I think that 1931 flake is really good, and then this Mac Baron Golden Extra. Both of those, I have at least 2 pounds cellared of each, because I think they get. I've tasted them, and they get tastier with age. So, and they're more palatable for me. So I want to age those. As I smoke their tins, I'll probably replace the ones I smoke. But it takes me a long time to get through those tins. I mean, they have like the 3.5 ounce tins, and it's a long haul for me. Trying to fit the smoke in. Life is so busy right now. Didn't make a video last week. Things got too crazy. Went deer hunting. Saw a couple deer, but never shot anything. I was hoping to see more deer. Sunday morning, I was definitely ready to shoot something. I never saw anything. But the weather was fantastic, and I got to watch some movies in my stand, enjoying the weather. I watched The Monument Men. That was a good movie. It was about some, based off a true story, a group of individuals in World War II that were trying to protect works of art from being destroyed. And then I watched Don't Worry, Darling on Netflix. That was a good movie. I didn't know if I would like it, but I ended up liking it. I thought it was good. Some good acting. Interesting storyline there. Can't talk about it too much without saying too much. But then we went to a musical on that following Tuesday before board games on Monday. Musical on Tuesday. We went to Mean Girls musical. It was really great. That's one of my wife's favorite movies ever. So seeing the musical, she really liked it, but I liked it. I thought it was really funny. I've seen the movie before. I think the movie's funny too. And then we were traveling, seeing family, travel back, yada, yada, yada. Trying to swapping out vehicles eventually, but we don't have the new vehicle. We're swapping one of them out, and I wasn't going to put the winter tires on it, but then we got snow, and the old tires are definitely needing replaced. So I did that and realized I need to get snow tires for my car and the new car. So did that. And then started put together my old Murphy bed stuff. And then we got to this week. Last night, board games Monday. Yeah. Play a game called Above and Below because my most of the guys couldn't play except for one friend, and my wife was gracious enough to play with us, and we played an old to us school game called Above and Below by Ryan Lockett. It's a fun game where you get to do a little bit of like strategy in the game and a little bit of story, and we kind of like pile the story on top where the game doesn't even tell you to do it, but we just do. We make up stories about our characters, and then a lot of the game is going and exploring these caverns that you don't know what's down there and what's going on, and you'll read a story and you kind of interact based off of what's happening in that story and the characters that you took along with you, and it's fun. And tonight got church group. Tomorrow, my son's birthday. Then they have youth group. I have church choir or worship team. And then on Thursday, my other child has a birthday, and there's a parents meeting for wrestling. I've gotten one of my sons into wrestling, so that's going to start taking up a lot of time, having to go to those practices twice a week. I think he enjoys it. That was kind of my sport growing up, one of them, and so I understand it, so that helps me help him. And it's just not as popular a sport, so I feel like it's easier for him to get good level of participation compared to like some other sports where he can do all right without it being his life. And there's also a band choir or concert that night for my daughter too. And then Friday, a birthday party. So much stuff. So this was the only smoke I could sneak in this week, probably until Saturday. We'll see. Maybe I can sneak another one in some other time. Maybe on Friday. Anyway, work's busy. Life's busy. Yeah, so I'm just going to cut it off here. Hope you're all well. Hope the rest of your week goes well. And I hope that Thanksgiving was great, and that all this time up until Christmas is enjoyable for you. Talk to you later. Bye.